Welcome back to Fourth and Troll Fantasy.
We can't just give all the flowers to HN though. James Cook, what a game, dude! What an absolute game!
Oh my
Each of his
gosh.
first 2 seasons in the NFL, 2 rushing touchdowns in his rookie year, 2 rushing touchdowns in his sophomore year, 2 rushing touchdowns in week 2 of his third year. What a night for him!
Man.
11 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 catch for 17 yards, and another touchdown. Man, 28.5 fantasy points. What a start as well. And he was your must start, Wes. We just boom.
Oh yeah.
Done and dusted. Like it's
last week, 19 carries. Felt like this was pretty strong based on how the running backs kind of didn't really stand out too much last week in week 1, aside from Saquon Barkley and Devon Achane, with a couple of surprises here and there. But I thought James Cook is the way to go. Let's do this again. And I feel good about him. And sure enough, is James Cook not only proving to be like an RB1 for your fantasy team, but I want to transition to the passing attack in Buffalo, or really lack thereof, because at this rate, James Cook may be the only other skill player to have, aside from Josh Allen, who also didn't have a great game.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of transitions us well, I think, into our risky starts, if I'm being honest here, because it's 2 Bills pass catchers. And we said, my risky start for everyone was Dalton Kincaid, and your risky start was Keon Coleman. Well, Dalton Kincaid had 7.3 fantasy points. Now, if we're going off week 1 scores, that's like the tight end 7 on the week. So there you go. Maybe that'll have been worth the start. I don't know. Wes, last episode you live swapped out Isaiah Likely for Dalton Kincaid in one of your lineups. I'm sure you're happy about that.
So far,
but I like the targets a little more. 4 targets is better than 2.
Yes.
And he went 4 for 4 for 33 yards. But like two of the catches came on their first drive.
It's like the
and
first
then
2
outside
plays.
of that, it was like, and then it was like the first 2 plays of their game, and then that was it. Like that was it for him. It felt very. I think we played with the rumblings, and we knew with this Joe Brady offense that this was going to be a more run-heavy team, a more run-focused team. We saw that last year. I don't think we pictured this being like, Josh Allen is going to throw 19 passes in prime time in a division game in week 2. I just don't think that was what we saw whatsoever. I mean, when you break it down, you look at it, 4 targets on 19 attempts is like pretty solid. It's nearly a 25% target share. So
that's not bad.
Josh Allen's looking for him, but it was the James Cook show. Like it really was.
The one point I will make is that the Bills didn't really need to pass that much, because Tua threw 3 interceptions, and one was a pick 6. And so there's only so much you can do about it when the offense is just Tua, it's not really his fault. Tua, really 2.5, because I will only give half fault to Tua on the throwaway. It was just bad whatever. It just was a bad game for Tua, bad game for the Dolphins offense altogether, except for Achane. I mean, Tyreek Hill also hardly had anything going on. So this will be important to see next week how the Bills pass catchers actually contribute, because if they don't get something going, if they're not able to kind of produce in the ways where we have anything that's reliable, anything that's even worth starting in the flex option, then we can just start letting go of these Bills wide receivers possibly, and maybe just keep Kincaid on the bench in case of a bye week or an injury or something. I'm not even sure, but right now, risky start is the best that any Bills skill players are going to be, aside from James Cook's monster game.
Yeah. I think it's crazy to say. I think you're right. Like, I think it really is. Like, I think it's. I don't think you can cut Kincaid just because of his such a good rookie year, and like maybe they'll be more involved. Like, you'd think so, but I don't know. I don't know if he's more involved. So that's definitely tough.